Welcome to day 7 of our USA trip exploring California and Hawaii. Highlights include Alcatraz, Golden Gate Bridge, Avenue of the Giants, Pearl Harbor, Kualoa Ranch and Disneyland. Today we drive from San Francisco to Miranda exploring the Avenue of the Giants. We start the day by crossing the iconic Golden Gate Bridge. We stopped at the Golden Gate Vista Point, which has its own exit off the bridge. You just need to keep to the right-hand lane. There is a car park and restrooms. The parking is free. This is a great spot to get views of the Golden Gate Bridge, Alcatraz and the city. We stopped here for 10 minutes before continuing north towards the Avenue of the Giants. Our first stop on the way was to the grandfather tree. This is right off the main road and is 195 miles from San Francisco. The grandfather tree is 1,800 years old and is 260 feet tall. It measures 24 feet in diameter and has a circumference of 55 feet, making it one of the 5 widest coastal redwoods in the world. In the on-site gift shop, they have locally made redwood products, traditional souvenirs and apparel. There is also a cafe, but this was closed and it was lunchtime on a Friday in summer, so I'm not sure of the opening times. This also meant no restrooms. We were also unable to go to the log house. This is definitely worth a stop and has to be seen to truly appreciate the size. There are also some very impressive wood carvings around for you to see. Just a 3-minute drive north of the grandfather tree is the legend of the Bigfoot store. There is no car park here, but there are a few spaces on the road, but you may have to wait a little. Bigfoot, as you probably know, is a legendary ape-like creature said to inhabit the forests of North America. Another common name is Sasquatch. Humboldt County has registered 47 sightings of Bigfoot, the most among California counties, and a third or more of these sightings have been in redwood regions. Whatever you think of the legend, this is a really fun gift shop to stop and pick up some souvenirs. Our next stop was for lunch, just an 8-minute drive north and just off Highway 101, the Eel River Cafe. Traditional diner that serves breakfast and lunch. Please be aware it shuts at 3 p.m. The food and service in here was very good, and they even sell their own merchandise. I would definitely come here again, as they were so friendly here. From the cafe we had about a 10-minute drive north to the south entrance of the Avenue of the Giants. If you pull over onto the right, you can stop, look at the map and pick up an auto tour. A lot of the stops that we wanted to see weren't listed on the auto tour, so we did use the sat-nav and Google to find our way around. You could spend a few days fully exploring the area, but we only had a few hours, so we needed to be selective. Our first stop was to the living chimney tree. On site there are restrooms, picnic tables and there's a grill serving hot and cold food. There is no charge for visiting this attraction. The living chimney tree is a 78-foot tall remnant of a redwood tree that has been hollowed out by fire. In 1914 the central core was destroyed by fire, but the outer layers of the tree survived. You can enter the base of the tree and look straight up at the sky. The living chimney tree is 78 feet tall and the room created inside the base is 12.5 feet wide. Our next stop was Williams Grove. We thought we may have to pay to park here, but the hut was unmanned and there were no parking tariffs shown. I think this may be because we arrived quite late in the day. We had a quick look around the trees, but we wanted to go and investigate the creek, even though the toxic algae alert put us off a little bit. We stopped at the visitor centre, but unfortunately it had already closed for the day. Opening hours are 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. 7 days a week and 9 till 5 in the summer. We walked around and had a look at some of the trees and all of the information boards that were available. We went back to the car to head to our penultimate stop, the Eternal Treehouse. The Eternal Treehouse is a 20-foot room carved from the stump of a 2,500-year-old redwood. The stump is surrounded by a ring of redwoods. This formation is sometimes called a fairy ring. It occurs when a redwood drops seeds, generating a circle of young sprouts. Eventually, the centre tree dies, leaving a circle of healthy trees behind. It is free to look around the tree, and there's also a small cafe and a gift shop on site. It is worth taking a stroll around the grounds here to see ye old wishing well, wood carvings and a giant postcard. It is time to drive to our last stop on the Avenue of the Giants, Founders Grove. There is free parking and restrooms. The Founders Grove is the largest and most impressive stand of redwoods on the Avenue of the Giants. It is the most visited grove in Humboldt Redwoods. We did the Founders Grove Nature Loop Trail. This is a fairly easy half-a-mile trail. This was our favourite stop on the Avenue of the Giants. There is so much to explore and you really feel immersed in nature. By this time it was getting quite late in the day and it was time to head to our overnight accommodation, Miranda Gardens Resort. We received a warm and friendly welcome at check-in. All the cottages are furnished with antiques and have private decks or patios. We had cottage number 3. This sleeps 6 in 2 double beds and 1 queen bed. A rollaway bed can be added for a 7th guest at an additional cost of $45 per night, or a crib for $15 per night. The queen bed is in the main area of the cottage with the lounge and the kitchen. There is a separate bedroom that has 2 double beds and there is a Jack and Jill bathroom. The cottage comes incredibly well equipped. There is free Wi-Fi, a flat screen TV, refrigerator, air fryer, microwave, hand blender, olive oil, salt and pepper, coffee and coffee maker, bath toiletries, iron and ironing board, hair dryer, towels, extra fans or oil heaters provided. There are ceiling fans but there is no air conditioning. However, this had been a hot day and we didn't really need it. We had a beautiful outdoor deck area overlooking the redwood trees. It is equipped with a charcoal barbecue area and has outdoor dining furniture. The resort has a wealth of amenities including a heated swimming pool, evening campfire, children's play area and a basketball and ping pong area. There are also hiking trails and they have some pet-friendly rooms available. We found this accommodation to be excellent. It was clean, comfortable and had everything you could need. Across the street from the accommodation there are 2 restaurants. The Avenue Cafe is open 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. 7 days a week with an 8 a.m. opening on Sundays. The Redwood Palace is open Thursday to Saturday 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. Both restaurants were open but we chose the Avenue Cafe. The restaurants were only a 5-minute walk from the cottage. The food and the service here was of a good standard and the portions were large. There is also a grocery store called Miranda Market, which is open 7:30am to 8pm Monday to Friday and 8am to 8pm at weekends. We got some drinks and snacks for the car. We spent some time using the recreational facilities before heading off to bed. If you've enjoyed this video, please watch day 8 of our trip to Bodega Bay.